So let me talk about the foundation first, because this is, the cards are coming through strongly. So the foundation is something that you're coming into the month of April with the knowledge of, okay, this is something that you already know. We have here the Ten of Wands. This is you feeling inundated with all the responsibilities in your life. The kids, the dating, the work situation. I feel like everything is just picking up a lot for you guys for this month. And I feel like it's a heavy, heavy work energy. It's like, I feel like even on the weekends, you might be answering work calls. Even after hours, you might be sending out estimates. Even, like even before work, before you even get out of bed, there's clients contacting you. So you're doing a lot of carrying other people's burdens for this month, and you're doing a lot of communicating with other people like throughout, your whole day. And because of that, you might not have the adequate time to date for those of you who are single. For those in relationships, I feel like you might feel a little bit emotionally or physically estranged from your partner, mainly because on the work front, things are getting so hectic and so busy. What I have here as well is the Three of Coins. This is a situation where there might have been some type of a consultation with either a lawyer or even, even a counselor. And I feel like there are legal issues such as separation, child custody issues, coming through in the picture. There might have been somewhat of an unfair child custody agreement where one parent feels as if they have to take care of everything as it relates to the child. And so renegotiating arrangements, that's going to alleviate a lot of your burden, and that's going to allow you that extra free time, okay? To take care of other things in your life, and to also allow you to prioritize your love life. So I feel like some of you are single because of the work responsibilities, and also because of child rearing responsibilities. And you're not in a position where you're able to put yourself out there. And even if you are able to put yourself out there, there are time constraints as to when you're available to meet the other person. And so it's almost like a previous relationship affecting new relationships because of the responsibilities from that previous relationship. So that's what I feel here. In the past, we have here the King of Coins and the Knight of Wands. So some of you are involved here with this person, and this is a very, very solid relationship, and you might still be with them. This is a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn, so possibly another Taurus. If you're with this person, you might be thinking about marriage. You might already be married to them, and the housing situation needs a change, okay? And then for others of you, we have here a fire sign, so a Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo. This is somebody that you are, I feel like you made your feelings known to them, and they're not the relationship, like they're not ready for a relationship, or there might have been a situations where they think you want something, like they think you want fun and games and just, like a lighthearted social dating experience, but I feel that you wanted more from this person. So we have here somebody who is a little bit more on the afraid of commitment side. They might or might not still be in the picture, but I feel like you guys are either dealing with here an earth sign or a fire sign. And it seems to me like there's an energy here of it's hard to work out the logistics to have this person as a long-term partner. Or you might be in a relationship with this person already as a marriage type of a situation, but it's kind of hard to navigate each other's energies too. It's kind of hard to do things together as a unit because of time constraints, because of even geographical location as well. So I feel like there is a fire sign here who's like in and out of the picture, okay? And there is also an earth sign who is consistently in the picture. So we have some opposing energies where one person is very, very stable, reliable, and just, established. And then the other person is just kind of floating around trying to figure out their career. So professionally, I guess like you're not at a great, you're not at the same point in your professional life in order to have a stable relationship. It doesn't mean that it can't work, but I feel like it's still, it's still in the process of trying to calibrate itself, like self-calibrate is what I'm getting. So at the center of the spread, we have here the Seven of Wands and the Page of Wands. So there is going to be a lot of communication between you and your partner. And for some reason, you know, if even if you're living together in the same house, I feel like you're communicating with each other electronically. So I'm sensing I'm sensing a lot of text messages. It might be because you're working at different hours and than they are, and so you're communicating from afar. And then for others of you, we have this fire sign here. If in the past they've been bouncing in and out of your life, I feel like they're going to have good news coming through from their end. And I feel like it's going to allow you both to decide whether or not it's going to be a viable relationship. So you know, and I rarely say this. If you have been you know, a consistent viewer of my channel, if there has been like a contentious relationship, I rarely tell people to get back with exes because it served its time, it served its season. And so, you know, it's important for us to learn the lesson of letting go. But I feel like there's a change around in someone's energy. If you're dealing with a fire sign, so Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, sun, moon, or rising, if they have been, for whatever reason, kind of in and out of the picture, I feel like they're making a comeback, and I feel like there's a lot more stability coming into their lives. So you're going to hear from this person, and there's going to be good news associated with whatever they're going through. They're going to have some good news to tell you on a personal basis. Okay. If you have been sort of like if they've been in and out of your life in a way where you feel almost as if you can't really communicate with them, you feel like you don't want to express your feelings first, I feel like they're going to be the one to make the love gesture towards you. So for those who are single and dating, I feel like you've got an admirer here. And then for others who are in a relationship and you're not really sure where things are headed with this fire sign, it seems like they're going to be making a love gesture towards you. So they're coming towards you and they're going to communicate with you. And then others, I feel like you're dealing with some tail end of a divorce situation. Okay. So that's for those of you in a long standing coupled relationship where you might potentially be married to another person, to that person. Crowning this reading is something that you're thinking about. We have here the devil, and the devil indicates very, very strong physical attraction that you feel with another person. So this is a situation, and I feel like, you know, it's going to go three ways for many of you. The first is that you have really, really strong physical chemistry with another person, possibly an a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. And the physical chemistry is really strong. It's almost like you can't get your hands off each other. But trying to build a relationship together, you don't know how that's going to work, okay? So there might be either geographical distance, you might be on top of your career, they might not. They might be on top of their career and you're not. And so I feel like there's a power differential, and it translates over to financial differential between the two of you. And so you feel that this relationship is not stable enough, okay? And then the second scenario is, I feel like there's a dependency issue. You are married to somebody that might have dependency issues on you. So I feel like one person is earning all the money and the other person is not contributing. And so there is kind of like this undercurrent of resentment in the relationship. And if this is what you're dealing with, it's on its way out. So it's going to lead to I feel like one partner or both partners have already consulted, you know, like divorce lawyers, have already consulted either like a financial planner to see if they were to liquidate all their assets, what's going to happen. So I feel like that relationship is on its way out. So I see heavy dependency issues. I see heavy inequality in the relationship where one person is bearing the brunt of the responsibilities and the other person is not contributing. And I feel this relationship is almost on its way out. If this is a new relationship, it can be salvaged, but I feel like you're no longer emotionally invested in it. Okay. And it seems almost as if you might stay together for security reasons rather than love. And so some of you are thinking about this heavily and you're not really sure what to do. And so they're telling you here in the outcome position, if you're dealing with that. Oh, actually, let me talk about that third scenario. The third scenario here is I do see there is an element here about feeling taken for granted, feeling almost as if you contributed a lot and the other person is not doing their fair share of the work, or that energy is flowing, like, you know, from your partner to you or from you to your partner. But I feel like that third scenario deals with a situation where we might be tempted outside of our relationship because our current relationship is not meeting our expectations, okay? Which brings us to the outcome. We have here the Death card, which is you moving away from a situation that has been very problematic. You might not have wanted to do it willingly, but I feel like you don't really have much of a choice because they're saying there is here a foundation that is built in a wrong manner, and it can't be fixed, okay? So with the Death card, it's sort of like that final blow. And I feel that some of you are going to be moving away from relationships that have been very unbalanced, that have been quite a bit toxic. And the key word being codependent. One person was doing all the work and the other person was, I just feel like very heavy imbalances. And one person did everything and the other person didn't contribute. Okay, so you're going to be moving away from that, and which is a good thing because you have a lot of great energy coming through for you, and they're telling you to basically shake off old relationships and try to move on into a better horizon for yourself. We have as well the Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups is, you know, third party interference. A lot of the times this can also indicate the energies of in-laws interfering in your relationship. If you're living with a partner and you're living with like extended family members, I feel like that's going to be a source of contention. You're going to be relocating away from that, okay? So that can be physically relocating or even just moving physically away from that relationship altogether. So that's going to depend on which Taurus you are. But I feel like this isn't a decision that you're making lightly. You've been ruminating over this, possibly for the past 8 months, and you feel very stuck in your present predicament. You feel almost as if your energy is sapped in a relationship where you feel like it's like feeling as if you have to walk on eggshells around each other, and feeling as if accusations are being thrown about. So there's a lot of built up like resentment coming through, and I feel almost like built up animosity against each other. And in that environment, even if, you know, the kids are involved, I feel that you're going to be shifting away from that, okay? And you're going to start over and start on a new phase in your life. If there has been lingering legal issues, I feel like it's going to come to a very good compromise for this month. And if there has been any type of like, I feel like custody issues as well when it comes to children. If you feel like the custody arrangements are not fair and you're getting another court hearing, I feel like it's going to land in your favor. Okay. So the time that the children are dividing up between like different parents, I feel like it's going to be a lot more fair for both parents and also in the best interest of the children. So it looks really good. For singles, dating, I just feel like I'm sensing that honestly, some of you are very shy and you're not putting yourself out there. And then for others of you, you might have gone through a period of dating, right? And the people don't exactly meet your expectations. And I'm feeling like, I feel like most of you are quite picky about who you date, you and Virgos. I feel like Capricorns are probably the most, I feel like they're the most open-minded of, they're more, a little bit more experimental than, you know, of all the earth signs. But I feel like you and Virgos, you're quite picky about the types of people that you date. And you might have gone through, you know, your dating routine and feeling like you can't really connect with another person. And I feel for those of you who have recently dated, there's going to be a fire sign reaching out to you, and you're not going to be sure what to do here. I feel for some of you, you might be steering away from it, like exiting it altogether and not wanting to engage with them. But I feel like they are pretty honest and sincere. I feel there was a kind of like a run-in between you and them in the past. You might have waited for them, and then they, for whatever reason, might have taken you for granted. They're coming back in again, and I feel their energy is actually very conciliatory. So like they're a little bit more easier, like they're easier to manage, or they are more willing to reconcile. They're more willing to address what they did wrong. So they're not coming through with defensiveness or with, hostile energy. They're coming in wanting to compromise with you. And so I do see reconnecting with a fire sign for those of you who are still feeling it with that person. And for those who are not, I feel like you're going to be moving quickly away from this. Okay. So I feel like the love situation for you guys, it's very cut and dry. It's very clear cut, and it's very I feel like the direction is very singular, whether it's going to work or not. And you're going to know which side of the coin you fall under. Okay. So it's very clear cut. It's very just, direct. I do sense for some of you in the past, you might have waited for a fire sign. You were waiting for them to get their life together. You were waiting for them to give you a definite answer as to, how they feel about you, where they stand with you. And they might have been a little bit evasive. And you then moved away from it. And I feel like because of it, they're coming back, and they're a little bit more sure this time about where they want to go and what they want to do with you. So that's good.